Ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight for another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. It's the Auto Club 500 at what is now known as the Auto Club Speedway, but originally at this time it was simply just the California Speedway, self-titled at that. This is a 500-mile race. We're not used to these 500-mile races at this racetrack, but back in the 2000s, it was normal. In fact, not only one this season, but there are two 500-mile races here at Fontana this season. We're going to start off with this first one. Difference between this one, the one later this year, this one's in the daytime. The next one later this season is at night, and it's the second to last race of the regular season. But right now, we're about to hop on into this race. No qualifying, no practice. Hopefully, we got the right setup as we head to California for the first time on this 2004 season. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. And this race is about to begin. Ethan, Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. Cars One Boy, welcome as well. Green flag in the air. 250 laps and 500 miles on tap at the California Speedway here tonight. Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting on the pole at the front of the field. We've got Jimmy Johnson's Pride car on hand as we try to get Johnson a win at his home racetrack. Johnson, a native of El Cajon, California. One of two tracks in his home state. In the NASCAR Cup Series, getting very loose, heading down to the apron. Not something you want to do in this game in turns 3 and 4. 2 and 3 wide through the pack, though, on lap 1. 3 wide into the trioval for now. Johnson already gaining a ton of positions on the opening lap. Dale Jr. leads lap 1 to get 5 bonus points for himself. Johnson almost got into the left rear of Jeff Burton in the 99. Still in 2 and 3 wide traffic in front of him. Johnson's going to take it 4 wide into turns 3 and 4. 4 wide at California. Got to be careful here. Off the exit of the corner, there's contact up ahead. Sterling Marlin got into somebody off the exit of turn 4. We continue on in a wild and rapid start. Johnson is flying right now, and now he gets to the outside of Marlin down the back straightaway. Get a lot of straightaway speed in the draft here at California. Boy, Johnson is tearing through the field right now. Already halfway through it. Took him 3 laps. Johnson comes into this race third in the point standings. Could have the potential to be the points leader. He's only 39 points out of first. Into this 10th race of the year, he'd like to be the number 1 seed for when the chase begins. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Jimmy Stewart running outside the top 15 early on as well. Stewart trying to make a move right now. Johnson going to go 3 wide through the trioval. Side draft Stewart a little bit. Now he tries to get away from him. Stewart's trying to send it into turn 1 as well, but Johnson clears him and Derek Cope on corner entry. Robbie Gordon way up high and out of the groove. Johnson 3 wide again underneath Robbie Gordon. There's another California native, and then the 137 car, one of the generated drivers in the field. This 48's got speed. This is a track he would have already won at in his NASCAR Nextel Cup Series career at the time of us running this 2004 race at the Speedway. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. And welcome Aiden to the stream as well. See your comment finally, Ace. Bobby Labonte just took the lead into turn 1 that time. He may have led at the start-finish line that last lap, and if he did, that would have been 5 bonus points. Look at Elliott Sadler trying to side draft Johnson. Wasn't enough. Johnson's going to look to the high side now on Ryan Newman. Newman slides up the racetrack. Caused Johnson to maybe get a little out of shape in the corner as well. Johnson a little side draft on Ryan Newman. Car's definitely got a lot of grip in it. lot of speed at that. Still on the high side into 1 and 2. A little loose on the other end of the track, though, on the outside lane. Maybe 3 wide now with Ryan Newman shuffled in into the middle, almost making contact with Jimmy Johnson. Vickers pulling off a lot of blocks on Kevin Harvick down the back straightaway as he tries to get down to the inside into turn 3. Trying to make a pass on Matt Kenseth will be Vickers in the 25. You see him and Case Kane, couple of rookies up towards the front of the field. 3 wide again off the exit of turn 4 with Kenseth, Harvick, and Johnson. And now the 300 cars are 3 wide. Brennan Gaughan, another rookie in the top 5. Dale Jr. back to the lead again. Jimmy Johnson up to 4th place and is ripping through the field. Bobby Labonte thought about blocking Johnson on the high side. Johnson squeezes up there. And he'll enter into turn 3 on the outside lane. DB Forever 85, welcome. What a race early on. Juniors led all but 1 lap. The other lap was led by Bobby Labonte. But Johnson is hauling through the field. He wants to lead laps of his own. From last place starting position, Johnson is going for the lead into turn 1 on Dale Jr. Slides the race car on the inside of the track. He'll clear off the exit of turn 2. And Johnson in his home track has the lead. Only 2 wins on the season thus far for Jimmy Johnson, looking for his 3rd in race number 10. But boy, he's got a blistering fast car today. And he'll get 5 bonus points for leading his first lap. 3rd different leader already. But a long ways to go. Usually the 500-mile races, you see drivers be a little bit more patient. That was not the case for Jimmy Johnson that time. And how about Casey Kane, who has been so close to winning races recently? He'll get to the inside for 2nd place on Dale Jr., and Kane might have a run of his own to try and get to the lead. Casey Kane also from the West Coast, up north of where we're at this racetrack. Vancouver, Washington native. And Kane is clear off turn 4. Little crossover by Jimmy Johnson. Down to the start-finish line, taking it all the way to the apron. I think Johnson did lead that lap at the line, taking the shortcut. So Kane's still looking for bonus points. Boy, if the rookie can make the chase in his first season and the first season of the chase in general as well, that would be awesome for him. We saw some great racing at California in both the races we've already had. The Busch Series. This is the first trip, though, for the Cup Series here. We saw a photo finish as well in the Truck Series race we had on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 05 at California. So I'd have to imagine that this is going to be a down-to-the-wire, nail-biter type of finish for the drivers who can survive the 500 miles. Last 500-mile race we had at Texas, we had quite a few DNFs despite going caution-free. I believe we had 7 that failed to finish the race. Johnson trying to side draft Casey Kane off the exit of turn 2, though. Side by side for the lead. Kane sends it into turns 3 and 4. Will he pull clear? You better be careful if he does so. Dale Jr. is there. Oh, man, Casey Kane barely clear off the exit of turn 4. Johnson's going to draft with Kane now. They're going to draft each other on by the 8 of Dale Jr. And Kane sends himself into turn 1, back to the inside of the 9 again. Great racing within the top 3 or 4 drivers. Kane was able to lead that lap, but he wasn't that clear. Johnson never lifted at all, so Kane didn't make a good clearance off turn 4. They lose the bottom and lose 2nd place. Dale Jr.'s underneath him, and Jr. takes the charge to the inside of Johnson. Door to door at the line. Cardinals have won 12 games in a row after today. That's very impressive. Case Kane way down low. Johnson and Jr. Jimmy drove it in really deep into the corner. He did slide up in front of the 8. Junior cut him some slack with the being earlier in the race. I don't know how many lead changes we have. I've already lost track. I know we've had 4 different leaders. What was that Talladega race back in 2010, which is the current NASCAR record for the most lead changes? How many lead changes were in that race? It was something ridiculous. It was like 80 or 90 lead changes. I wonder if we got a chance to break that record today. Now, granted, this took place before that race, so I guess out of technicality, we might set the record without even getting that many. But Johnson, oh my goodness, all over Casey Kane into turn number 1. Little bump draft to the back of the 9 car through the tri-oval. Trying to get these guys out in front once again. Jimmy Johnson, Casey Kane going to draft one another once again as they enter into turns 3 and 4. Johnson down low. Oh gosh. Car got really darty there for a second. Down on the apron. That was in the tri-oval too. It wasn't even like it was in the middle of the corner. Johnson closes quickly and he wants the lead. Really flat corner entry. This track's got quite a bit of grip in it though compared to nowadays. It's actually the same surface too. Back in this 2004 season, again, Johnson got a little loose on the apron. He did lead that lap at the line, but Casey Kane's going to get him right back into turn 1. Trying to shut the door and does. Johnson lets him in. Again, Johnson's going to draft right behind Casey Kane on the back straightaway. Johnson definitely willing to work with Casey Kane right now and just kind of draft behind him and pull away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. These two are future teammates, but not teammates in 2004. Casey Kane wouldn't come over to Hendrick Motorsports until the early 2010s. So Kane getting some laps led in here. So they're definitely building up enough speed down the straightaways to really pull from Dale Jr. now. Johnson will make the move into turn 1 on Kane now that they got a little bit of separation from the 8 of Dale Jr. and even the 18 of Bobby Labonte, who was further back, still trying to hang on for 4th. Johnson pulls clear. And assuming he'll have the lead at the start-finish line this time around, it looks like we're going to have another lead change. Kane going to try the high side. Johnson with the setup, trying to go full throttle. Into turns 1 and 2, he'll slide up the track. Trying something new while they're earlier on in the race. Casey Kane trying to get down low. Johnson's going to have to give him room. Kane did not clear him, though, off turn 4, and they're still side by side for the lead. Johnson leads the lap at the line. Slip the tires on corner entry into turn 1 just a little bit. He's definitely digging pretty hard right now. Kane's all clear, though, off the exit of turn 2. As they battle back and forth again, it looks like Dale Jr. starting to close in. Johnson to the high side off turn 4. Kane not going to give up the bottom again. And Jimmy beats him to the line, even on the high side. Kane side drops him back as they enter into turn 1. Johnson gets a little loose again. Definitely not in his preferred lane. He'd like to be down low, but Kane had the advantage. And pulls clear. Johnson going to get back underneath him down the back straightaway. We got a slow car on the back straightaway in the apron as well. Couldn't tell who it was. As they try to get to pit road. Already somebody's on pit road currently out of the race because of an engine issue. So that's already our second engine issue of the race. We're only 23 laps in out of 250. Kane going to try the high side now. Seems to work a little bit better in 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. It's strange because it's a sharper angle on corner entry into 3. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Or that might be the way to go in 1 and 2. Kane just gets to the bottom so easily. You're that second car in line. It's just tough for the leader to hang on. But the fact that these guys are doing what they're doing, they're racing clean early on too, even with being as aggressive as they are, makes for a really fun watch for you guys down in the chat. Whether you're in the chat or not, I'm sure you guys are having fun early on. Johnson trying to squeeze Kasey Kahne into turn 3. And boy, did he ever, but Johnson gets a little loose now. This is our first trip to California on the Cup Series side of things on this game, so not sure exactly what the pit window is going to look like. This could be a fuel mileage race with having those extra 100 miles compared to the races at California Speedway being 200 laps instead of 250. An extra 100 miles could make a difference. So halfway on fuel right when they hit lap 26. So the idea is to make it to lap 50 to be able to make this a 4 pit stop race today. Ooh, Kane thought about trying to pull clear, couldn't do it. Wow, they were close to making contact off turn 4. And again that time too, as Kasey Kahne's all over him. Try getting a piece of paper between these two cars. I don't think he'd be able to do it. Johnson actually held on strong on the high side in 1 and 2 that time. I haven't seen too many drivers be able to do it. He was able to side draft aggressively enough in the tri-oval that it pulled. The move was able to be pulled off pretty well. Kane trying to clear off of turn 4. He gets into him and Junior goes around. Caution's out for the first time today. Kasey Kahne had cut off Jimmy Johnson, and then when Johnson came back down the track, he came right into the side of Dale Jr., bringing out the first caution of the day. Kevin Harvick further back kind of got tagged in to the back bumper of the 8. Jr. just an innocent bystander there. So that's the first time somebody has actually made contact with these guys. It wasn't a bump draft. Johnson got to stay out of the pits here. See if everybody else does as well. And they did. So everybody stays out of the pits to keep their track position. It's very crucial here in California. But yeah, Kasey Kahne just pulled up the track a little too early off turn 4. He was not clear. That checked Johnson up, and after the contact between the 9 and the 48, Junior had nowhere to go. He got into the left rear of Jimmy Johnson, and around he went right off the exit of turn 4. And as he tries to get up to speed, he'll hang on to second. Kahne holds on to the lead. The Lego Mock Review, welcome to the stream. Johnson to the inside of Casey Kane. I wonder how much fuel they were able to save under that first and only caution of the race to this point as well. Oh, man, almost contact again between the 9 and the 48. This time it was the 48 trying to clear Casey Kane. Casey might have gotten out of the gas, but either way, at least it was still a clean slide job. Unlike right before the yellow when Kane tried to pull the move on Jimmy Johnson. See, the thing with that caution, it's no longer just a 3-car breakaway either. We have a lot of other drivers that are in contention for the lead again. Already had quite a few lead changes just within the 8, the 9, and the 48. And then the 18 of Bobby Labonte's had a few as well. Johnson a little loose on corner entry that time. Sure, the contact from Casey Kane leading to the caution, probably more so in the left rear with Dale Jr.'s. Might end up hurting this car ultimately as far as aerodynamic efficiency goes. A fast track like California, that's going to mean quite a bit. Kane almost made the same mistake he did before. I guess he learned from it. At least for now, Johnson side drafts to lead that lap of the line. This is going to be a heck of a battle for the most laps led today. Race like this all 500 miles today. My goodness. Kane kind of clipped the apron a little bit. Trying to go as low as he can, take the shortest way around as much as he possibly can. Again, it's Johnson who hangs on. Oh, almost got into each other again. Johnson got really loose on corner entry. He's going to lose the lead. He's going to drop behind Casey Kane through the trial. And now he'll pull out of line, trying to make the move. A little bit of contact. Oh, Kane clips the 48 and he puts him in the wall. Dale Jr. piles in behind. Maybe a little payback for the corner entry where Johnson got into Casey Kane. And Kane just retaliated immediately and practically turned the 48 into the wall. We stay green. Jr. really got checked up behind it. I had no clue where he fell to. We almost had our second caution already in this race. Tell who that is in third place behind the 48. Johnson trying to close back in on Casey Kane again. You know how fast the 48 car is. He just can't pull away these longer straightaways at California. That's what's hurting him when he gets to the lead. It's the great equalizer, I guess you would say, throughout the early going. A little chippy between the 9 and the 48 all of a sudden. Better be able to figure out how to cool it off, knowing that, again, we are still very early in this race. Pretty good corner for Jimmy Johnson. Kane trying to block. Johnson's going to get to the high side now off the exit of turn 2. Kane protecting the bottom. He had a good enough of a run there. Tires are starting to wear off a little bit more as we're getting closer to the end of the fuel run. Drivers and teams probably can't wait to get 4 fresh tires back on the race cars. Johnson with a mistake getting into one. Kane holds on to the lead. Quarter tank left on the 48. Trying to make it to at least lap 50. You would think with that caution that came out a little bit earlier in the race that these guys should be good on fuel now, but I guess we'll wait and see. I feel like the night race between the two California races is probably going to be the best with how much drafting really pays off at the Speedway. Kind of a two-car breakaway right now. Oh, Casey Kane gets in the wall off turn 2. That'll allow Johnson to pull away down the back straightaway. Pause it for a quick second. I got to get my laptop on the charger before it dies and we lose the stream. There we go. There we go. We're good. We're good. And it didn't mess up my corner entry either, so I guess we're good there too. Oh, here comes Casey Kane. Johnson trying to pull the block. Might not be enough. Oh, Kane almost got into him, but Johnson slides up the track, and Casey's going to have it all on his own. He never touched him. Johnson was just all out of whack. And look at him going 3 wide for 3rd place down the back straightaway as well. Trying to close in on the leaders. Johnson desperately wants fresh tires. It's all over the place all of a sudden. Casey Kane, though, slid up the track off the exit corner where Johnson slid going in. They almost touched door to door there. Johnson gets him at the line by half a car length. And he'll clear him off of turn 2. Now Kane's going to try the crossover. Johnson with a block down the back straightaway. Kane sends it into the corner anyway, and he still gets underneath the 48. Even with a block attempt. Off turn 4, though, Kane could not clear. Little contact. Hang on to it, boys. High-rated speeds like this, you do not need an accident. Got very lucky that 2 cars collected in the prior one. It wasn't anything major. Kane trying to pull clear. Oh, man. He thought about it, and then he ended up not doing it. Now he's clear into turn 1. Johnson trying to back the corner up a little bit better. Car actually pitched into the corner pretty well, and he clears Kane. A little bit of contact, though. Guys are getting a little dicey. And Kevin Harvick, who is now the new 3rd place car, has closed the gap on the top 2. He wants to lead for the first time today. Also a California native. From Bakersfield, California, is Kevin Harvick. Kane on the high side. The draft with Harvick up there as well allowed the 9 to get up there despite Johnson taking the shortcut down to the apron and breaking the draft. See those tires wearing out more and more as they're in the yellow on both the fronts and the right rear. Eighth of a tank left of gas. Casey Kane's already there into turn 3. Not going to be able to pull clear, though. No chance. What's so dangerous is when you're at the end of a run like this. More contact into turn 1. Oh, my goodness. It is definitely getting a little risque, I guess you would say. Kevin Harvick's up to 2nd place now. Johnson beats Harvick off turn 4, though. Kane thought about blocking the 48. He didn't do it. Johnson gets underneath the 9. And he'll take the lead back in turns 1 and 2 again. Kasey Kahne in the wall off turn 2. Harvick back to second place as Johnson throws a block on the 29 car. Kasey Kahne going to go down the racetrack trying to side draft Harvick as well as they get into turn 3. And Kevin Harvick will pit this time, just shy of lap 50. It's going to hurt those guys' chances in trying to make it on fuel on just 4 stops today. It's all over the place into turn 1 again. Just could not hold the bottom to save his life that time, and here comes Kasey Kahne. Who will pit this time? Johnson shuts the door. Lap 50. This is as far as Johnson had to go. Kasey Kahne down low off the exit of turn 4. He is still there. As they make it into turns 3 and 4. Kasey Kahne does not pit that time. Johnson side drafted the 9 car as well. And Johnson leads that lap at the line. Didn't have a chance to pit anyway, even if he wanted to that lap around. Kasey Kahne underneath him. If Kahne can keep the 48 up there, it's going to be tough for Johnson to come into the pits as he doors Kahne saying, hey, I got to get down the racetrack. Kasey Kahne is not letting Jimmie Johnson hit the pits. Johnson's got to stay out 1 more lap. Kahne stays out as well. Johnson again leads that lap at the line. Jimmy in the wall getting into turn 1. Oh my goodness, way up the racetrack. Car was all over the place after he made that mistake getting into the corner. Kahne pulled about a second ahead of Johnson that last lap. Now Jimmie Johnson's going to come into the pits this time, trying to gain as much time as he can on the way down. He wouldn't have made it another lap on fuel. Gained a little bit of time on Kasey Kahne there. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of gas coming up for the 48. And we have pit stops for the first time today. One caution so far. A little mistake. That right front tire almost getting away. Might slow the pit stop down as the tire carrier had to go and grab it. It's going to be a 16.9 second stop. Definitely could have been a little bit better. Johnson making his way off pit road. Those drivers that pitted before him, look at how much time Johnson lost. He was a second behind Kasey Kahne. Kahne still comes out with the lead. That was a bad pit stop as well, though. Definitely costed Johnson a few seconds. And it's put him back to 13th place for now. And we'll see as he tries to get back through the field again. Cranking over 9,000 RPM getting into turn 1. That wasn't even with any draft either. He's in the draft down the back straightaway. Maybe 700. Oh, Scott underneath Kurt Busch. Gets a clean pass there. Now he's underneath Dale Jarrett. Ryan Newman has just taken his first lead of the race away from fellow Dodge driver Casey Kane. Jackson trying to draft with Greg Biffle. A bump draft to the back of the 16. Oh boy, Biffle almost moved up high. And Jimmy Johnson there. Getting into turn 3. Jeff Thornton getting a little loose. Johnson cuts the center of the corner, dives underneath the 24, holds off the 16. What a move by Jimmy Johnson. This race car's definitely got some life to it, that's for sure. Carsland Boy, yes, this is it's technically Auto Club. 2004, though, it wasn't sponsored. It was simply just California Speedway. But then when Auto Club took sponsorship of the Speedway, and now it's known as the Auto Club Speedway. I think 2011 was the first year they took sponsorship, either 2010 or 2011. It's California Speedway for that, so we'll refer to it as California Speedway. It is the Auto Club 500, though. I guess Auto Club's still sponsoring this race, even back in 2004. Johnson on the high side of Bobby Labonte. He'll side draft him. Bobby led one lap earlier in the race. Still in the top 5 for now. He might lose a spot to Johnson. Look at Bobby Labonte trying to side draft the 48. Elliott Sadler, our Daytona 500 winner, having himself a good day as well as he battles Labonte for 6th. There's been no lap traffic in this race today at all so far. Of course, being a bigger oval, yes, but we also had that caution just past halfway through the first fuel run. Casey Kane trying to cross over Matt Kenseth, it looks like, for position. Not going to be able to do it. Kane's going backwards now. They're contending early, and he will cross over. The 17 car, they're 3 wide now off the exit of turn 4. Johnson coming in hot pursuit behind both Casey Kane and Matt Kenseth. And he'll pull clear both of them through the tri-oval. Well, Kevin Harvick still trying to get after his first lead of the race. Kane got back around Kenseth, but because Johnson passed him as well, he's still in fourth. Massive run off turn 4, and the two California natives are side by side. And Johnson's going for the lead on Newman into turn 1. Newman has the door wide open, and Johnson will easily take it away. So after a bad pit stop that put him back in traffic, Johnson has gotten back to the lead at lap 63. About 11 laps after he had pitted at lap 52. Harvick now going for second underneath the 12 of Newman. Kenseth trying to cross back over on Casey Kane for fourth. Harvick clears Newman off turn 2 for second. He is right there. Harvick desperately trying to block off Ryan Newman that time. Harvick really wide in turns 1 and 2. Ryan Newman trying to cut the center of the corner. Gets around the 29, and now he's underneath Jimmy Johnson for the lead. Newman wants it back. Nice looking Alltel paint scheme for the 12. A little contact. Still Johnson's runoff on the high side making that contact as well, so that did not help him by any means. Though off the exit of turn 2, nope, not quite going to get there. And he'll have to draft with Newman. At least he holds on to second. Harvick almost got around him initially. So going to draft with Newman again, this time through the trioval. A hard time trying to draft off of Newman like I'm trying to do right now. It's so hard to hold your line even down the straightaways in this game sometimes. A lot easier said than done. Our car's pretty good handling too. So Tony Stewart was one of the drivers that had blown his engine a little bit earlier on in the race. I guess he's working his way back on the track trying to get himself some more points. He's one of the drivers inside the top 10 right now. So understandably so, he's going to try to get as many points as he possibly can so he can still have himself a good shot come into the regular season to make it into the chase. Boy, Ryan Newman really drove it deep into the corner. Newman's definitely doing a great job holding on to the lead for the moment. Johnson going to try the high side through 1 and 2. Didn't seem like he built up enough of a run to really get there on the 12. Tried again into turns 3 and 4. Definitely some new competition, that's for sure. Did not think that Ryan Newman was going to have this fast of a race car earlier on. Stewart just walking away from Kevin Harvick. Terry Lewis, welcome to the stream. One of these times Johnson's going to get to the outside of Ryan Newman and have a good chance to get around him. Still waiting on it. All over Newman's back bumper this time into turn 1. Newman just keeps giving Jimmy Johnson the top. Johnson staying persistent with it for right now. Johnson went to the bottom, but it didn't matter. Ryan Newman just really rolls the center of the corner very, very well. Really the difference maker. Gapped the 48 car again that time through. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today for about the next 8 laps. The Auto Club 500 here at the California Speedway. Ryan Newman out in front with a very close second place driver right behind him with Jimmy Johnson. Johnson just cannot find a way to get around the 12. Pulling low, but didn't have the momentum he needed off the exit of turn 2 to really make that move and actually make it work. He gasses it up in the center, but he slides up the track. Indeed. 33 days away. When we get down to 30 days away, I'm going to have a countdown on the channel. On, I don't know what corner of the screen I'm going to put it on. Yeah, probably the bottom right. Oh my gosh. Tell me, am I actually playing or is it a simulation? No, I am actually playing. This is live. We are actually playing this race as we speak. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Billy Sandovisky? Sandovisky? Sandovisky, that's what I'm going with. Hopefully I said your name right. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. Lap 80 of 250 at the California Speedway in the Auto Club 500. Ryan Newman has definitely been a tough car to pass right now for Jimmy Johnson. Just cannot find a way around him. It's going to be frustrating how close the 48 car has been. Just unable to make it happen for the moment. Only Ryan Newman to get a lot of laps led in here. And there he goes. Johnson to the inside of Newman. Finally into turn one, but can he make it stick? Johnson's car gets a little loose on the bottom of the track. And he pulls clear of Ryan Newman. And now trying to block down the back straightaway. Finally timed the move perfectly. He was able to get around him. Newman trying to get him back into turn three. Johnson up the track a little bit again, and Ryan Newman is going to be right there. This time on the inside. Side by side to the line. Johnson will lead that lap, and you can just tell how close they are. As they enter into turn one, it looks like Ryan Newman's going to get the lead back. Johnson led one lap. I mean, he led some laps before, so it's nothing new, but he gets another lap led added on. Trying to get to the outside of Newman. Oh, contact into turn three, and that bounced the 48 into the wall. That could have been a lot worse than what it was. Luckily, the 12 didn't get hooked on the front bumper of the 48. One of the widest racetracks on the circuit, and they still ran out of room. Got Panthers or Texans tonight? I thought about taking the Panthers on my contest this week, but I want to stay away from the Thursday night games. I only took the Thursday night game week one because it was week one, so everybody was well rested. I'd probably lean on the Panthers, only because isn't Jacoby Brissett out this weekend? If Jacoby Brissett's playing, I'd say they have a chance, but I don't think he's playing this week, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's out. That's why I wanted to pick the Panthers. I already picked the Panthers in one of my contests, one of the two entries I have, so I would have had to pick them in the other one. But I feel like the Panthers are a team that, you know, isn't going to win a whole lot of games this year. I don't see them going above 500 at least. So to get like 2 wins out of the way for them, that'd be pretty solid. But only because it's a Thursday night, it's a short week. I feel like anything can happen. I feel like Thursday nights are usually where the most upsets happen. It's because you catch a team that might be sleeping on another because they're tired, getting out from the week before. 200 miles an hour into turn one. Johnson trying to get underneath Newman. He just got underneath him. And watch that 12 car of Newman as he walks up the track like Johnson did when he lost the lead. And Ryan Newman, again, crosses over the 48 of Johnson, but he will not clear him off turn 4. It's like when Johnson led that one lap earlier. There's one driver that seems to be able to hold the high side very well in this race today. It's Jimmy Johnson. A little contact there. Newman's still there, though. This guy's got to be careful making that contact. We might get our second caution of the race here before long. They keep battling like that. Johnson side drafts to 12, pulls away from him. Trying to get a run. Lap car, Ricky Craven in the 32 Tide Ride is up ahead. And he might get in the way of the 48 of Johnson. Look at Newman trying to pick him behind Ricky Craven. That was a heck of a move by Ryan Newman. He's trying to pick him. Johnson's going to go up the middle. Oh, he squeezes his way in. Newman's still there, though, underneath. Johnson battled his way through, saying, I'm not going to get picked behind the 32 car. If he didn't make contact, I think he would have actually cleared the 12 on the bottom. Newman got a great dive getting into turn 3. Is he going to be able to clear Johnson this time off turn 4? Johnson goes way up the racetrack. He should be able to. And again, Newman is clear. Let us see that replay. Yeah, that's insane. Oh, my bad, Brissett. Yeah, I meant to say Tyrod Taylor. My bad on that one. I don't know why I said Jacoby Brissett. Oh, that's because I was thinking about taking who's playing the Dolphins this week? I can't remember. That was going to be the other. Because I saw with Tua being out that Brissett was coming in. I don't know why I said he was playing for Houston. Oh, my bad on that one. You're right, it is Tyrod Taylor. Got a great battle for the lead. Kind of like we did earlier in the race between Casey Kane and Jimmy Johnson. Now it's Johnson and Newman after the first pit stops. And yes, this is when Ryan Newman was in his best years, early in his career. Nicknamed the Rocket Man at the time, qualified on the pole many times, has 51 career poles in the NASCAR Cup Series, most of any current driver by far. And from his rookie season in 2002 all the way up through 2005, 2006, he was on the pole more often than not, consistently getting 8 to 10 poles a season. Elliot is crazy. Welcome to the stream. No problem for being late. We are still in the first half of the race tonight. A lot can still happen. Only one caution so far. It's the longest of the two green flag runs. Oh, the lap car just blocked Newman off turn 4. And that's going to allow Johnson to get underneath. Newman's in the middle now, and they're 3 wide into turn 1 for the lead. Johnson slides up the track. Oh, and he gets into the 12. '48 lost a lot of momentum. So he probably racing maybe a little too aggressively for a 500-mile race. And we're still not even to lap 100. Johnson with the run. Newman trying to pinch him down low. Jimmy goes even lower. Look at how low Johnson is into the corner, and he couldn't hold it. Finished second at Talladega. Johnson's losing grip on corner entry. These tires are really wearing out. But yeah, we finished second in the Aaron's 499. With Jimmy Johnson. Led the most laps in the race. Johnson clears Newman. Clean pass that time. So he didn't have to lose any momentum. Oh, you're from Talladega. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming you probably go there once or twice a season. Took my first trip last fall, and I was there again in the spring this year. I'll be there again next year. I'm not sure if I'm going to be there for the spring or the fall race yet, but that's probably going to be an annual tradition to just keep going back to Talladega. Probably going to be my annual track outside of Michigan, with Michigan being my home track. They consider that with Bristol, though, too, after this last weekend. My goodness. The second year in a row I've been to Bristol now, too. I'm trying to get underneath Johnson. He did get underneath him. Johnson side drafted and got the pole back. Newman side drafts on corner entry. Now he gets the pole. Johnson not going to allow the 12 car to clear, and those right side tires in the yellow. It's going to cause for the steering. It might not be all the way there for Johnson. 174 car, Seth Taylor. The lap car just up ahead. So Johnson's going to get picked behind the lap car. Nowhere to go. My gosh, Johnson all over the place into 3. Barely kept it off the 12. Jimmy's going to go way up high. Trying to split the lap car. Seth Taylor. Oh, he makes contact with him. High side probably wasn't the way to go there. Probably should have just backed out of the gas and followed Newman. Lost almost a half a second on him. And now the lap car got the wall off turn 2. Johnson won't have to battle him anymore. Very close to our second pit stops of the race. We actually have some drivers ducking onto pit road right now. A couple of them are already there. Then we got held up by that lap car off turn 4. That allowed Johnson to close quite a bit. It was a narrow entry into turn 1, though. I definitely did get squirrely. These EA Sports games, when you're on old tires, it is tough to keep the car straight on the straightaways. And that is the problem that the 48 of Johnson's dealing with right now. The way this race is shaping up, we did somehow go green with just the 1 caution. We're going to have old tires at the end of the race. So you might as well get used to it at the end of these runs. Just trying to hold on. Johnson again underneath Newman. Newman tried to block as long as he could. We got some lap cars coming out of the pits. Johnson hanging it in down low. Can he clear the 12 off turn 2? Yes, he does. And they trade the lead back and forth again. Johnson going to try to block down low. Crossover by Newman. We're at lap 99. Both cars enter low into turn 3. Who will hold the bottom? Not really. Either one of them were able to actually hold it all the way through the corner. We made it to lap 100. The window's open now to make it on 3 more stops for these two. Oh, Newman almost got into Johnson. He was pushing hard off turn 2, trying to use all the racetrack. Jimmy did a great job keeping it off the wall himself. And Newman will pit this time, so he's got a short pit on the 48 car. That may cycle Newman out to the lead, just by pitting that 1 lap sooner. Johnson going to go one more lap just to make sure he will have enough gas to the end of the race. If this does play green, better safe than sorry. That's a cool story, by the way, Billy. I just read it now. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the few tracks that you get a lot of people from a lot of different places. I saw some license plates from like South Dakota this week at Bristol. Bristol definitely attracts a lot of people. Of course, Daytona does as well. I'm sure Indy does for the Indy 500. Jimmy Johnson going to enter pit road. 70 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. Great job getting down onto pit road without speeding. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming for the 48. Really cold in the morning. It was a high of 54 degrees at my house today in Northwest Ohio. And it's still September. Literally the second day of fall. High of 54 today. I think yesterday was only a high of 60. And it's supposed to be back in the 70s again tomorrow. Fall is coming. Well, I mean, it is already here, I guess, out of technicality. Johnson sliding all the way through the corner. Well, there's Ryan Newman. He just cycled out ahead of Johnson. Kane stayed out another lap to get the lap led. And just by pitting 2 laps early, that is going to cycle Ryan Newman to the lead. They'll both cycle up ahead of Casey Kane easily. So Ryan Newman will be the leader this time by. Jimmy Johnson right behind him. Coming up on a lap car. Just up ahead. You have to get around him pretty quickly. Drifted up the track a little bit. Johnson slides into the corner very low, all the way through 3 and 4. Luckily, he had the fresh tires to do that. 176 car was right on him, and Newman got held up on the 0 of Ward Burton. That allowed Johnson to close big time into turn 1. A little bump to the back of the 12. And Newman just take the line away of the 48 car now. It's crazy how low he ran in that time. Lovely, lovely. Didn't make it to 80 degrees today, but I'm not complaining. I wouldn't be. Like, the 14-day outlook where I live is supposed to be back in the 60s and 70s the next few weeks yet. So it's just like a random cold spurt. That, it's rained from Tuesday night. Like, Tuesday night when I got off work all the way until now, it's still raining. Like, off and on. It was raining really hard most of the day yesterday, especially on my way into work. I had an adventurous ride on the way into work yesterday, too. I don't know if it was because of the rain, but on one side you could barely see because it was like raining so hard. And then I was on this like country road to get to the highway, and I almost hit a raccoon and a possum on 2 separate occasions, like a few miles apart from each other. The possum was like eating something in the middle of the road, and I saw it. I moved over and just missed it. And he just stood there, and probably just froze. And then the raccoon started to dart across the road a couple miles down and then darted back at the last second. That one I didn't move, but I did have to check up quite a bit, and he ran off to the side. I was like, what is this drive to work? And I made it in. Made it in safely. It was hard to see because of the rain and it was dark outside because I usually leave my house about a quarter after 5, 5:20 roughly in the morning. Yeah, I haven't been to Kansas yet, but definitely one of my favorite mile-and-a-half tracks to watch. Newman pulled a block on Johnson getting into the corner, but Johnson was able to still get around Newman, who caught the lap car of Kyle Petty in a terrible spot. Johnson back out in front again at California. So I got a win on the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode last night on a 2-mile track at Michigan at my personal home track. Now we're trying to get a win on another 2-mile racetrack in a hometown race for Jimmy Johnson here on NASCAR Chase for the Cup. So how about that? Back-to-back nights of trying to do so. Boy, the 12 is definitely really, really strong. It's hard to tell who's faster between the 12 and the 48. But they have put on a show, and if they are going to battle head-to-head like this entire race, I mentioned that we are going to be in for a wild one. Oh, Newman came up off that white line just a little bit. Look at him just side draft and pull the 48 car back a little more again, though. Johnson trying to cross him over to the inside off turn 4. Johnson trying to side draft the 12. Check him up. Johnson enters deep. He'll clear Newman back off turn 2. Oh. Newman got it in the back of the 48 there. And definitely got Johnson out of shape getting into turn 3. A bump and run on a 2-mile fast tri-oval. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Didn't you say she got diagnosed like a few weeks ago? Can't remember exactly when it was. It's crazy. I've heard stories about people having it for a few weeks. They say 14 days, but I mean, it's like average, really. I mean, some people have it less than that, some people have it longer. I mean, that's how you get the average of 14 days. And continuously pulling off some blocks. Johnson side drafts the 12. Ooh, man! I was not expecting the 12 to come down on the 48 that time, but I guess he just barely cleared him. Johnson backed up the corner, though, with doing so, and he clears Newman off turn 2. No way these two cars are going to make it to the end of this 500-mile race, racing like they have from the get-go so far. It's just crazy that one car gets a run, and the next car gets the run back. The 2 lap cars coming up. 137 and the 0-1. August 16th. Indeed, hope the best for your aunt fighting through it. Newman and Johnson are struggling trying to get around Nemechek and then the 137 car as well here. Newman finally gets underneath him. Johnson's just going to have to follow the 12. I'm going to have to just follow him by both. So both get underneath Joe Nemechek now. Entering into turn 3. 137 going to cross back over on Nemechek. The two rookies from 2002 lead the way at California and have for quite some time now. We're almost halfway home. Oh man, Newman block on Johnson that again he just was not clear. Another slower lap car just up ahead. Yep, California Speedway is where Kyle Busch got his first Cup win. Also where Greg Biffle got his first, well, my bad. I'm wrong on that. I don't know why I said Greg Biffle. Also where Jimmy Johnson got his first Cup win. Newman almost got the wall off turn 4. Newman got to the inside. He's going to try to pick Johnson behind Derek Cope in the 50. Johnson's going to go up the middle 3 wide. Very, very tight in the tri-oval. Johnson gets into the 12. Derek Cope definitely got in the way of the leaders there. Ryan Newman probably led the most laps up to this point. Johnson in a close second. There we go. Michael Turner's got his first career win here as well. Thunder 03. Whoa! Newman trying to pull another block, and both cars got out of shape into turn 1. I'd say Newman has been very impatient with his blocks versus the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Johnson going to get underneath him through the tri-oval. Has the advantage as they enter turn 1. Johnson pulls clear. Back to the lead again. Newman with a crossover, and Johnson's going to start to throw some blocks of his own. And Newman's just going to get there. So much for the block that Johnson tried to throw. Now they're side by side for the lead. Jimmy leads another lap at the line by inches on Ryan Newman. Newman will have the advantage on the bottom lane into turn one. Oh boy. Almost made some contact again. It's amazing how these two cars are as clean as they are so far and how they have not wrecked. And really, the contact they've made has actually been pretty minimal, and that's why they've been able to run at these high speeds with minimal contact. Which is still pretty rare, especially with these Gen 4 cars. A lot less downforce in the cars that we currently see, especially with the current package that we see in the intermediates. And these two have been side by side for the lead for about a full 2 laps now. With Johnson on the high side and Newman on the inside. Newman going to clear this time off turn 4. Not quite. Johnson's still there. Unbelievable. Crossed flags in the air. We're halfway at California. 250 miles down, another 250 to go. Caution is out for the second time today, and I don't even know who had the lead when the caution waved. I think it was Ryan Newman. They were dead even there. A crash off of turn 2. Some car was stalled. A nasty crash off turn 2. Actually, off turn 4, Jeff Gordon in the wall, but I couldn't tell who that was. There was a car parked on the inside of the track that I don't know if he hit or he tried to miss. It was very, very strange. Johnson's going to stay out of the pits. And it looked like most of the field is going to stay out. So our second caution comes at the halfway mark. Green flag back in the air. Newman leads the field to the green. Lap cars on the inside of the lead lap cars. Johnson did not take off well at all there. Wants to get back down to the bottom with all the lap cars there. It's going to be a little hard. Look at Ryan Newman. He's trying to go up the middle 3 wide. So is Jimmy Johnson off turn 2. Johnson gets hooked on the 0 of Ward Burton. Newman's still there. This is going to get really tight. Newman clears Derek Cope. 137 is clear. And Johnson just gets back by Newman in the 12. I don't know who led that lap. Newman had a great side draft off the exit of the corner. More drafting help up high as well. Newman going to go 3 wide, up the middle lane. Newman almost put it in the wall, trying to clear the 137 car. Oh my gosh. Oh, Newman! Into the side, Harvick up the track. Trying to clear Dale Jr. This is just nuts. Johnson lost a lot of ground off turn 4. The side draft possible in this game. It does work. I mean, at least when you get close to a car, it seems like it slows them down, and vice versa. I'd say it works. It's a lot harder to pull off, but I'd say it works. Dale Jr. trying to get back in the lead. They're starting on the pole. Johnson, I should say, got a little out of shape. Jr. did not cut him any slack. Dale Jr. won our Busch Series race at California, and Jr. is going to get to the lead. Jr. trying to squeeze the 48. Johnson had no shot to get out in front that time. Just think, when Newman and Johnson were breaking away from the field, now you got a guy like Dale Jr. trying to hold on in a situation where he was nowhere close to the lead interval-wise before the yellow. Still 2 pit stops out from the finish. Johnson has cleared Jr. for the lead off turn 4, but he slid into the wall. He slid way too wide that time. Jr. gets him back into turn 1. This is definitely hell of a good racing to watch. It's a lot of fun for me playing it right now, too. At least until we get a big wreck and then all the speed gets taken out of the race car. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Definitely come close numerous times. Dale Jr. leads the lap of the line. Johnson again will get to the lead, though, into turns 1 and 2. Newman starting to slip back a little bit. Jr. going to try a crossover. Johnson with the block. Johnson going to try a little bit of strategy here, and he is going to pit this time by. Short pitting on the field, giving up the brief lead he had. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming, and this is just to get away from everybody right now. So that way, hopefully, he can cycle back to the lead by pitting about 15 laps before everybody else. I mean, this car is fairly clean. I mean, yeah, there's a few scuff marks on the front of the car, but ideally, it's a little skewed on the right rear too, but it's actually pretty good. There we go, buffed it out a little bit more, that'll work. Johnson going to lose a lap here. Dale Jr. going to hold on to the lead, but it's Jimmy Johnson who will have fresher tires. I hope that this will work in trying to take advantage. Johnson tries to get up to speed on the inside of the racetrack, trying to stay out of everybody's way. Coming in 2 and 3 wide on his outside. So merge into the corner with everybody else. Currently shown 23rd. He is the first driver 1 lap down. If we did get a caution, he'd get the free pass, but trying to go off strategy and hope that he can cycle back to the lead when the rest of the pit stops will cycle through. And hopefully he'll have a decent enough of a lead that we know he's got a fast car. He and Ryan Newman obviously have the 2 fastest cars in the field. And they're so equal with one another, which is why you saw them battling like they were throughout the course of this race. Johnson underneath Jamie McMurray. Underneath the Roush cars are Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Bobby Labonte following Johnson's line to get back by Biffle. Biffle gets into the left rear of his teammate, Kurt Busch. Easy couple passes from Bobby Labonte to get some positions out of it. Here's Jeff Gordon. I wonder how much damage he's got after bringing out that last caution. Looks like he's running in the 4th position right now. Junior's really getting away from the field all of a sudden. And I think Johnson and Newman had burnt their tires off their race cars, and that is why Dale Jr. is pulling away right now. And there is quite a bit of damage on the right side of Gordon's car. He hit that wall really hard, bringing out the yellow. Right rear and the right front all crinkled up on that 24 DuPont Chevrolet. Going on your first ever cruise in December. Super excited. Awesome. I've never been on a cruise before. I'm a big seafood eater, so I feel like that would, I should say seafood lover. I don't get it as much as I'd like. We have some places on Lake Erie, but I don't really go there often enough. Plus, it's freshwater. I mean, anytime I've been near the ocean, I've got seafood, some salt water. It's solid. I went to Dover this year, and I was on Chesapeake Bay. I made sure I went to a local seafood place. I'm glad I did, because that was the best seafood I've ever had. Dodgers and Harvick fan, welcome to the stream. Newman trying to break away right now from Kevin Harvick, and look at him trying to hold off Johnson. But Johnson's got a lot fresher tires. You have to assume that he's going to pull back away again. Sends it into the corner. Clearing Ryan Newman. Newman walked up the track a little bit in the center of the corner as well. And Harvick pulls a little bit closer. Got 9 to 10 people watching for quite a while now. Still only 5 likes, so hit that like button if you haven't already. Also subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NASCAR content. So we see Jimmy Johnson passing the race leader Dale Jr. to get his lap back after short pitting. Johnson riding with about 35 lap fresher tires, and the rest of the field will be pitting very soon for their 3rd pit stops of the race. Johnson should easily cycle to the lead. We've got 2 cautions so far on the race today. And here it is. So some of the leaders are pitting right now. Looks like Kevin Harvick will be the first of the drivers inside the top 5 and top 10 to pit. I don't think anybody else followed him down, so Harvick trying to short pit as well. Maybe he'll cycle to 2nd. One other driver comes into the pits further back in the field. Now another one at the tail end of the field will also come in. So we only really got 2 or 3 cars in the pits. Johnson on these fresher tires now with a little bit of clean air is definitely running some of his fastest laps of the race. 38.454 that last time by. There's Kevin Harvick. Johnson easily cycles way out ahead of him. Harvick was in 3rd. Going to the Dominican Republic and the Grand Turks. I thought you said the Grand Trucks for a second. I was reading that in my head a couple times. One vaccinated that are going. I'm not vaccinated yet, but I plan on being vaccinated very, very soon. I want to get it done during the off season. Off season for NASCAR, that is. I haven't gotten it. I think it's in my best opinion, best option to get it done. I didn't want to do it during the season. The only reason is because more of it is just kind of being a little bit, I guess scared. I don't know if that's the best word or not for the second shot, because I know it, really kind of messes you up a little bit from people that I've heard that have gotten their COVID vaccinations. And I didn't want that to happen like during the season and working and everything too on top of it, on top of like traveling and stuff. I didn't want that to run me down for a week or something. So Figured it was best to do it this offseason, but I will be fully vaccinated before I go to the Daytona 500 next February, is the current plan. Well, there's Dale Jr., who was the leader. Newman's out there leading a few more laps. It's also going to help Johnson maybe get the most laps led by the end of the race as well, running this pit strategy. Ryan Newman just hit the pits that time. Jeff Gordon's still out on the racetrack. I wonder if he pitted during that caution that he brought out. My goodness, if he did, he's going to be the leader for quite some time. And Johnson on about 15-lap older tires and say Dale Jr. Ryan Newman, who just pitted, will make his way off of the pit lane. Kevin Harvick, who's already pitted, that was up there towards the front of the field. 100 laps to go at California. Just think this would be the final pit stop of the race. Pit stops of the race. If this was a 400-mile event, still one more to go. Jeff Gordon's still on the racetrack. Not the only one, though. It looks like the top four still have not pitted. I still do want to know, though, if Jeff Gordon pitted. And we'll never know if he actually did hit the pits or not after he had crashed. I guess if he stays out another 10 laps, we'll know for a fact that he would have pitted, because there's no way he could make it to lap 160 right now, for instance. So we'll just have to wait it out and see. I guess this isn't going to allow Johnson to lead a whole lot of laps if Gordon's going to be out there leading laps. More drivers coming into the pits this lap. Messed up for about a day after he got the second shot. Yeah, that's what I've heard, about a day or two. I only said a week just because if it throws me off my sleep schedule with work and doing the channel and traveling and stuff, I could see it throwing me off for a full work week. Like a 4-day stretch or something where it just gets me that bad. Well, I guess Gordon just got passed by Casey Kane. Kane's still on the racetrack. Yeah, Gordon will make his third pit stop. At least he was able to get some laps led in there even after getting caught up in an accident. I'm starting to wonder, did Casey Kane pit during the caution? I didn't think anybody pit. The fact that he's at lap 155, and there's still one other car that's out on the track as well, because Johnson's shown in third. So Casey Kane and one other driver still have to make their third stop. It's just crazy that they've gone as far as they have. Well, one of the top two comes in. The second place car does, off turn 4. Casey Kane's still out on the racetrack. Is allowing Johnson to run some clean laps now that he's not battling anybody for really the first time all day long. Jason Kane finally at lap 157 has made his way onto pit road. This will give Jimmy Johnson the race lead after he had short pitted by 15 laps. Really only about 10 laps on Kevin Harvick, but closer to 15 on guys like Ryan Newman, Dale Jr., who were also inside the top 3 when Jimmy Johnson pitted. It'll be a lead change this time by. Kane led that last lap right before Johnson passed him on pit road, just past the start-finish line. So lap 159 will have the official lead change. Johnson will be back out in front for the upteenth time today, and the reason why I say that is because him and Newman and him and Case Kane, even before the first caution, were going back and forth quite a bit. Start Crypto, welcome to the stream. And look at that, pitting 15 laps early has gotten Johnson out to a 9.1 second lead over second place. Kane merging his way back out onto the racetrack. Now Johnson can start to lead some laps, a little over 20 laps into his tire stint. This will help him try to get to the most laps led, because I believe Newman has led the most up to this point. Johnson probably second, Dale Jr. probably not all that far behind Johnson. Don't get the shot in your dominant arm like I did. I've also heard that too. You can also tell that the rules are reversed, that Johnson's got about 15 lap older tires, because it's already gone from about a 9.1 second lead to about 8.7 in a matter of just 2 or 3 laps. So he probably had bigger than even a 9-second lead. It's just been kind of slowly being cut into. So he's actually going to have to give up time. You can see that last lap was about 3/10 slower than his fastest lap in the race as well. So the lap times are definitely starting to drop off slowly for the 48. Definitely the strategy to get him more laps led, that's for sure. Everybody has to pit one more time. Hopefully Johnson didn't pit too short, that he can still make it on one more stop. You could probably go a little bit longer than 52 laps. I hope. I wasn't expecting to hit halfway on fuel at lap 162. Turns 1 and 2 like I did that time. Definitely going to take this run as far as we can. That is really going to suck if I just pit. I think I did pit too early. I just didn't feel like risking wrecking the race car. I wanted to get to the finish. Oh, caution. Never mind. Trouble. Turns 1 and 2. Our third caution of the race with about 88 laps to go. Well, this will make the decision easy for Johnson to pit now. The 170. Oh! 176 gets a little loose underneath Ward Burton. He spins and actually clipped the left rear of Ward Burton on his way up the track. Both cars end up in the outside wall for our third caution of the night. So this will be the chance for Johnson to pit for his 4th time under the yellow. Now he can make it one more stop following this. But he's going to have a lot of cars to pass. He will have about 5 to 10 lap freshened tires. He is not the only one pitting either. Kevin Harvick making his way down. There are a lot of drivers that are pitting, but not everybody. Dale Jr. stays out, so he'll be the leader on the restart when we go back to green. About half the field stays out, half the field comes in. This is going to be some interesting strategy as we are slowly into the late going at the California Speedway here tonight. It's going to put the 48 back in traffic for the first time since the very start of the race as well, as far as the restart goes, so he's definitely going to have to be careful. And how about Kevin Harvick winning the race off pit road with a fast stop? I wouldn't say the 48 stop was slow. I don't think it's going to matter, though. A lot of these guys stay it out. He had probably about maybe a little less than a dozen cars make their way in. I think there were 23 in the lead lap, 16th on back on the lead lap, hit pit road. Double file restart at the front of the field with the lap cars on the inside of the lead lap cars. And the green flag is back in the air at California with 85 laps to go. Two by two as they funnel out down the back straightaway. 3 by 3 it looks like for the most part as well. Harvick and Johnson want to rip through this traffic. This is going to get nuts. Johnson all the way down to the apron. He's trying to stay as low as he can. Look at this. 3 by 3 by 3 through the tri-oval at California. This ridiculously wide racetrack. Ooh, contact with Joe Nemechek. Johnson slid into the corner because of the contact there. It's just insane. Jeff Green is there. Johnson does not want to be 3 wide on the high side, but I guess he's going to have to suffer with it. Oh, contact with Jeff Green. They're 4 wide. Back to the bottom. I like the crew chief there. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Jeff Gordon has cycled back to the lead on the restart on Dale Jr. Johnson got checked up behind his teammate Terry Labonte getting into 3. Ken got back around him on the inside. This is just wild. Oh my gosh, they're 4 wide. I think they're only 3 wide now. Luckily. Now they're 2 by 2 as they enter into turns 1 and 2. Terry Labonte gaining a bunch of spots right now. Johnson to the high side of Labonte into turn 3. Labonte inside the top 10. Was up to 5th there briefly before his teammate Johnson got back around him. I haven't really seen Labonte up towards the front a whole lot this season. Casey Kane trying to block Jimmy Johnson off. Johnson to the outside of Kane down the back straightaway. And into turn 3. Casey's definitely running him up the racetrack, it looks like. Johnson trying to squeeze by. Oh, and he's in the wall up 4. Still gets by. I think if it wasn't for the fresher tires, he would not have cleared Kane when he did. That did check up Casey a little bit, though, and now Labonte's going for 5th place once again on the 9. Bonnie's still underneath him into 3. Maybe on the next NASCAR game they'll have the pace car out during the yellows. And actually show caution flag pit stops too. So we can see the races off pit road. That'd be pretty cool. It's one small critique I don't really like about the new NASCAR games, that that's not possible. Dale Jr. back to the lead. Jeff Gordon's actually been battling quite a bit since the restart with Ryan Newman and Dale Jr. Even with the damage after spinning earlier, Gordon is trying to give himself a shot. He also wants to win at his home track. And 3 California natives already lead today at the California Speedway. Numerous different leaders. Dale Jr.'s led, Jeff Gordon's led, Ryan Newman's led, Casey Kane's led, Jimmy Johnson's led, Kevin Harvick is led. Bobby Labonte led a lap. A lot of it off of restarts, but they got a 4-car battle for the lead all of a sudden. With 76 to go, and they're going to be 3 wide for second place into turn 1. Gordon all the way up high. Johnson going to clear both Newman and Gordon as they merge off turn 2. Dale Jr. still in the lead with Johnson on fresher tires. 5 to 10 lap fresher tires. And he'll get underneath Dale Jr. Off the exit of turn 4, Jimmy Johnson back to the lead at California. But as he slides up the track, Junior's going to try a crossover. He'll have the advantage into 1. Being on the inside. Only 5 to 10 lap fresher tires. That is good initially on the restart like it was, but I don't think Johnson's tires are going to be that much fresher throughout the course of the run like it was when he had 15 to 20 lap fresher tires when he pitted. Johnson could hold the outside earlier. I'd imagine on a little bit fresher tires he can do it again. And he does. And remains in 3rd, holding off Gordon right behind the 2 leaders that are side by side here at California. What a battle for the lead. And just what a crazy race this has been. I mean, it calmed down for a whole 20 laps in the middle of green flag stops that last time, but then we got a yellow and bunched everything back up, and now we have some alternating strategies with it. Everybody has to pit one more time still to the finish, whether they pitted under that last yellow or not. We've had some crazy finishes and some crazy good races. Contact into the corner, and Johnson's in the wall. And that contact allowed Newman to get underneath both cars. He has not cleared Junior yet, but he did clear Jimmy Johnson rather. Gordon trying to block Johnson. Look at Gordon getting shot out of a cannon. Newman clears Dale Jr. Jeff Gordon's going to try to clear Johnson to the inside of Gordon and Newman. They're 3 wide for the lead to the line. But now Newman got a little bit of a pull. Gordon rather did on the high side. Johnson clears Gordon again. Hendrick 1-2 like there were a couple races ago. They finished 1-2 at Texas when Johnson won and Gordon finished 2nd. I think those tires are even out now, plus the draft added on to it is allowing these cars to hang in there at the 48. Took just a hair too long to get through the pack. Newman trying to block off the 8 car, who might be underneath by the time they get into the corner anyway. And he's there. 3 wide. Almost contact between the 8 and the 12. Clearance up high, though, for Newman. He's checked out in the 24. What has been a 2-car battle for the lead most of the day, all of a sudden is a 4-car battle for the lead. One of which, Jeff Gordon, who was involved in an accident earlier, is still contending. I would not be surprised if we have a record number of lead changes by the end of this race. Junior down low. Can't quite get the grip he needed. He entered a little too flat. He'll stay behind Johnson for now. He's looking for the longest time like it was going to be between the 48 and the 12. The 8 has led some laps since. The 24 has led some laps since. 9 led earlier in the race, so he's not really up there now. It's just crazy. Still got another pit stop left. And over 50 to go. Junior is there into turn 3. Underneath the 48 of Johnson. Johnson really trying to pinch the 8 car down the racetrack, though. Both the Hendrick Chevys are up high. Gordon's on the outside for 3rd on Ryan Newman as well. 2 by 2 to the line. A lot of concentration it takes for these guys. Oh, Junior slides up the track just a little bit. He's in the wall. And he got into the 48 of Johnson as well. And Newman's going to get to the lead. Gordon is up to 3rd, but he lost a tad bit more ground than the 48. And, of course, the 8 of Junior lost a lot of ground there. Johnson kept pinching him down the track. There was little room for error for Dale Jr., and he slid up just enough. And what was I just saying about it was only between the 12 and the 48? Here we are back to square one. And Newman's the one with the lead. He has been tough to pass when he has had the lead. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the final time in the race today for about the next 8 laps. Johnson has a run down low underneath the 12 of Newman. Into turn 3, clears him, but he slides up a little early. That was involuntary. He pushed all the way up into the wall. The 12 and the 48 keep battling, though. They're not as far ahead when they were battling earlier after the first pit stops of the race. May get a couple drivers back into it again. Johnson's all over the 12 with Newman. Can't really find a way around him. Looks low underneath the 12 again. So they enter into turn 3. Johnson a little loose. Kind of clipped the apron a tad. Johnson leads again, but Newman is right there on the high side into turns 1 and 2. Johnson clears the 12. Newman trying to cross over, but Johnson throws the block down the back straightaway. Oh, and he faked him out. Newman faked out the 48. Dead even. Into turn 1. Johnson gets a little loose on corner entry. Somehow stayed most of the way in the gas. He burped it a little bit, but they're still side by side. And this all of a sudden has allowed Jeff Gordon to close the gap. Johnson makes a mistake into 3. Halfway on fuel, 61 to go. Newman fends off the 48. Johnson there. Trying to get that run of his own. And trying to get this Pride 48 car to victory lane. Oh, he's way too deep into turn 1. Yeah, that car just went way off the track. He wasn't going to hold it on the apron like that. Still got a good exit, though. He just obviously did not get into the corner very well at all. Newman must have slid up off the exit of the corner as well. Johnson drives it in deep, and he clears him back. Unbelievable. Oh, Newman's in the wall off turn 4. And now Newman has pushed it a tad too hard. These are the mistakes these two drivers are making battling for the lead that has allowed Jeff Gordon to close the gap, and even 4th and 5th not that far behind Gordon. Stefan Vasello, welcome to the stream. Oh, Johnson just missed the corner. It was a bad miss, too. Newman didn't clear, though. Here we go again. Gordon's right there. And he is ready if these two make a mistake. Oh, Newman pushed up the track a little bit. Johnson all over him. Door to door down the back straightaway. Where's Gordon at? I don't even see him out of the rear view anymore. Oh, he takes it 3 wide. What a move by Jeff Gordon. 3 wide to the lead. I was wondering where he was at. I didn't see him out of the rear view. That's because he was all the way on the inside of the track. What a move by the 24. And now he tries to block his teammate into 1. Hold on. Johnson way down low. Trying to hold the corner, but he walks up the track. So does the 24 of Gordon. They're both going up the racetrack. And Jeff Gordon holds on to the lead. Johnson underneath Gordon off 4. Got the power down, beat him back to the gas. And now he clears him at the start-finish line. And trying to block the 24 now. Just imagine if this was the end of the race. If it was a 400-miler, we would be only 6 laps away from the finish, but instead we're 56 laps away. Incredible racing thus far. Personally, this is my favorite NASCAR game of all time. This is the game I played the most when I was a kid. I do really like NASCAR Thunder 4, but I never really played it much when I was younger because I didn't have the game. my first time ever really playing NASCAR Thunder 04 for the most part was when I did that playthrough of it a little while ago. It's now Gordon throwing the blocks at the start-finish line on the 48 of Johnson. Jimmy trying to get to the high side again. Trying to build up a run on the 24. Now he's going to go all the way down low. He's going to pull back up. Just a hair, just to arc the corner off and not order into the corner on the flat bottom side of the track. And there you go, back to the lead. And now it's the 24 and the 48 who continue to battle. I like Johnson's missing the corners too when cars get underneath him for the most part. I mean, don't slide up a hair. Just how good these other cars are. And Gordon's clear into one. He may be clear to move up. He's going to try to move up. Johnson's still trying to keep his nose in there, and Gordon shuts the door. Jimmy with the crossover. Now he's on the inside of the racetrack, and he sends it into 3. Now he starts to slide up the track a little bit in the 24. He's trying to get there as the right front goes down into the yellow. As far as the tire wear goes, 48? No, Gordon leads that lap at the line. Lap car coming out of the pits just up ahead. There's Matt Kenseth on the inside of the track. Gordon clear. Johnson gets the car to cut in the center of the corner. This is unbelievable. I'm having a lot of fun with this. This has just been an intense race from the get-go. Got a car blowing up on the inside of the track off turn 4. That was Michael Waltrip in the 15 from DEI, who just blew an engine that time. You ever wonder what an intense battle on the racetrack looks like at 200 miles an hour? This is exactly what it looks like. What you're seeing here tonight at the California Speedway. We're coming to 50 laps to go this time by. Gordon sends it into the corner. This was a 400-mile race like today's races. They would be side by side coming to the finish. And at the line, I think, oh my gosh, I don't even know who led that lap. I thought it was going to be Gordon. Johnson might have had him at the last second. Newman coming out of the pit, so he tried to short pit on the top 2 that were ahead of him. That may cycle Ryan Newman back out to the lead again. Especially with the 24 and the 48 battling like they are. Johnson clears Gordon. Gordon almost got into the wall off turn 4. Johnson leads another lap. Newman already pitting. Johnson may have to pit as well. Fuel windows open to make it to the end. We've seen a lot of drivers pit. Some might still try to push it on fuel. Oh, wow. Johnson just shut the door on Gordon into 3. Johnson wanted to pit this time. He had to do that. Made it happen cleanly, though, so I guess it worked out. Can't speed onto pit road either. He did not. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming for the 48. Final pit stop of the day. I can't lie, my wrist is kind of hurting. I did the gameplay of the Old Spice Speedway race for the Busch Series today. So that way that can be premiered on Saturday while I'm at work. on Saturday afternoon, and so pulling double duty today. This 500-mile race and then that Busch race took well over 3 hours too. My hand cramps are starting to catch up with me. Pretty fast stop for Johnson, no mistakes. Jeff Gordon the leader, Casey Kane in second. Kind of wonder where Ryan Newman was at. I think Newman just cycled out ahead of the 48. He pitted about 3 laps before him. Bobby Labonte on the high side as Johnson merges his way into turn 3. Jimmy's got fresher tires now. Not too many more cars still have to make their final stop. Remember, there were quite a few cars that pitted as well during that last caution like Johnson did, but Johnson being up there with the leaders. He didn't want to battle Gordon anymore. He needed to pit, knowing that Newman pitted 3 laps prior. Otherwise, Newman was probably going to have a pretty big lead on him. At the time, all the pit stops would have cycled through. More drivers pitting off turn 4. Bobby Labonte makes his way in. Gordon's still out on the track. He was one of the last drivers. Him and Casey Kane were the last 2 drivers to pit the last time through. Casey's in second place right now. Gordon pitted even a few laps before Kane did, so I'd imagine those are going to be the last 2 cars on their current strategy to pit this time around. That would not surprise me. It wouldn't be the first time we saw that today either. Here's Bobby Labonte. Spot gain for Johnson there. Of course, he was well ahead of Labonte when the pit stop started anyway, but moves the 48 car to 9th. Newman ahead of him, not having clean air is definitely going to hurt the 12 as well. Assuming he's ahead of him. Again, I didn't quite tell if he cycled ahead of us or not already. Jeff Gordon makes the dive onto pit road, giving up the lead, and now Casey Kane is the new leader once again at California. No rookies have won this season. We have had 6 different winners so far this year in the first 9 races of the season. Casey Kane going to pit this time. There's C. Newman, and I think even Matt Kenseth cycled out ahead of the 12 of Newman. He pitted even before Newman did, and that's how he got the track position. There's the 24 of Gordon making his way off pit lane. Where's he going to cycle? He's trying to get up to speed down the back straightaway on the inside of the track, and it's going to be very close if Gordon's going to hold on to the lead here. And he will. That is just unbelievable. Like, Gordon pitted about 5 to 7 laps after everybody else, and still will hold on to the eventual lead when everything cycles through. Harvick on the track. He was also one of the drivers that pitted during the last caution. Comes Casey Kane off the pit lane. He's not going to quite cycle in there, so that'll be a spot for the 4 cars right there, but he should merge not too far behind these 4. Kenseth to the inside of Gordon, down the back straightaway. Into turn 3. Johnson to the inside of Newman and Gordon into turn 3, and he'll pass them both, moving himself up to 6th. Newman almost gets into the left rear of the 24. Gordon continues to go up the track. Johnson trying to squeeze underneath the 17 of Kenseth. But he got cut off. Newman makes his way around Gordon. damage finally catching up to the 24. Johnson to the high side, Kenseth down low. Kenseth kind of riding up the track as well now. Johnson going to try to cut. Oh, this is going to be close. Not going to do it. He wanted to cross him back over, but Ryan Newman was underneath him and he couldn't make the move. Another block there by Kenseth. Checking up the 48 into turn 1. And boy, Kenseth all of a sudden has put himself in position to maybe get his first win of the season. Johnson all the way to the apron on the inside of the track. He's doing everything he can down the back straightaway to get around the 17. No out of bounds at California. Harvick's going to be losing a lot of time to these guys. Johnson again is underneath the 17 car. Side by side for the lead into turn 1. Kenseth shuts the door. Johnson just underneath him. No contact. This is ridiculous how much the 17 car is running the 48 down. Harvick on pit road, by the way, and Jeff Burton is the new leader. He'll get some bonus points. Burton in the top 10 in the standings. Johnson up the track. Kenseth's just trying to mimic the line of the 48, whether he hits his marks or not. Both cars going to go up the track in 3 and 4. Johnson trying to cut in the center of the corner, and he does, and he gets underneath Kenseth. To the lead. Well, eventually at least. Once they cycle ahead of Jeff Burton. Kenseth trying to draft behind the 48 car into turn 1. Burton led that last lap of the line, and now it'll be an official lead change, this time by the line. But who will get the official lead change? Kenseth looks low. Way down low. Johnson going to try to pinch Kenseth like Kenseth pinched the 48. And they're side by side for the lead still off of turn 4. Don't forget about Newman. He's got one of the fastest cars in the field. Johnson leads that lap at the line. There's a little contact with the 17. Johnson slides up the track. And Newman is right in it after the contact between the 17 and the 48 that time. And Kenseth's got the lead into turn 3. Johnson shuts the door on Newman. That was a mean block by the 17. He's throwing a lot of mean blocks so far, and I don't think he's done yet. 35 to go at California. These are the first laps Kenseth's led this entire race. Johnson a little loose up high. Trying something new. Kenseth's all the way up the track. Oh, he gave up a lot of bottom, and now Johnson's going to go up the middle. 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. You got Newman, Kenseth, Johnson. Are they going to make it into turn 3? Oh my goodness. They did. Oh my gosh. What a move by Newman. And he's going to lead the lap at the line in doing so. That was unbelievably gutsy. If these guys make it to the end of the race without crashing with as much as they've battled for the lead today, especially the 12 and the 48 throughout most of the day, props to them. How it has not happened. I don't know. I didn't think we were going to hold up all 500 miles of these guys racing like this, but we might very well do it. Knock on wood. That contact really stalled out the 48, and Kenseth's going to get the second. Kenseth's going to go underneath Newman off turn 2 now. Side by side for the lead. Johnson trying to shake the 17 as Kenseth tries to block into 3. Johnson sends it into the corner. 3 wide for the lead as he barely got underneath the 17, sliding sideways, and he still cleared him too. That was unbelievable. And he slid almost all the way through the first half of that corner. Newman crossing over Kenseth into 1. I want to see down in the chat, who do you think is going to win this race? Johnson, Newman, Kenseth will be somebody who's back and forth. Maybe Dale Jr. can get back into it again. Johnson pulling off a block on Ryan Newman. Newman goes up the track right in front of the 17. Maybe Gordon could get back into it as well. Kenseth back to the inside of the 12. Johnson just got a little squirrely. Getting into turn 1. Kenseth back to the lead again. He's clear. But Johnson's going to get back to the inside of the 17. Into turn 3. Slides the tires again, but he crosses him over. And here comes Newman to the inside. Johnson going low to block. 30 to go. Also want to know down in the chat, do you think these guys are going to make it to the end of the race, racing the way they are and the way they have all day long? We've had 3 cautions, but it's not been with these drivers. I mean, I guess Gordon had wrecked earlier, but that was on his own. Not while he was battling really for position at all. He just lost the car. Kenseth may take it 3 wide. It's not going to be 3 wide because Newman just cleared the 48. Johnson side drafted Kenseth as much as he could. Now he gets the pull into turn 1 back to the inside of Newman. Enters it extremely deep. Newman not cutting him any breaks. How do they keep it off one another again? And Johnson slides in the corner as Newman pitches him way down the racetrack. Did a great job keeping it off the 12, and now he's got the 17 on his outside. Johnson fends Kenseth off again into 3 and 4. Newman trying to block the 48. Way up the track. Both cars are going. Newman almost got in the wall that time. Tries to cut off the 48 down the back straightaway. Johnson with the advantage on the inside into 3 will clear Newman again. I don't know if you want to have the lead on the final lap of the race the way this is playing out. You have to, though. You want to be the one in position to protect. Try to control your own destiny as much as you possibly can. Johnson got a really big run off the exit of turn 2 that time. Newman is still there, though, on the inside into turn 3. Johnson trying to side draft the 12. Just squeezed in between Newman and Kenseth. 26 laps left at the line for Ryan Newman. Johnson slides up the track. Newman going up the track as well. That might open up the door for Kenseth down low. Got underneath the 48 briefly. Might have checked up on corner exit. Johnson again underneath Newman into turn 3. Door to door. Johnson slides. A little contact with the 12. Kenseth's there. They're blocking one another. Johnson again underneath the 12. He's on the apron into turn 3 again. Oh my gosh. Newman is not given any room now, just like Kenseth was earlier on the 48. Into the tri-oval. Johnson going way down low. He's doing everything he can. Definitely shaping up for something special. Thompson trying to build that momentum up again. And again, he's on the inside of Ryan Newman for the lead into turn 3. Johnson sticks the corner beautifully, and he's back out in front. Still 23 to go this time by to the line. Gordon, who was closing in on the top 3, they are still running their fastest laps of the race compared to anybody else. Newman beats Johnson into 1 on the bottom. Oh, and he goes up the track. Oh, Ryan Newman in the wall. So was the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Newman pushed tight in the center of the corner. Gordon's up to 3rd. Johnson falls all the way back in the 4th spot. We stay green, no caution, and now the 17 and the 12 battle it out. And somehow Newman was able to block Kenseth down the back straightaway and hold on to the lead. We wondered if something like that was going to happen. No caution, and that's going to hurt the 48. He's 2.1 off the lead. If the 17 and the 12 can battle enough, may give Gordon and Johnson a chance still. He's came back here in 5th as well, perhaps. Mercury, welcome to the stream. Like Kenseth and Newman might be side by side off turn 4. Keep battling it. Again, it will give Johnson a chance. They're side by side for the lead again. Kenseth on the inside. Can he clear Newman off turn 2? This has allowed the 24 and the 48 to close within a second and a half of the lead. Ford's not going to be easy for Johnson to pass, even though they're teammates. Might be wrong on that. Johnson to the inside of Gordon into 3. Not as easily as he could have passed him. Gordon may have let him go, knowing that Johnson's got a faster car after Gordon wrecked earlier. Doesn't seem like Gordon's got the speed he once had. 20 to go in California. Now Kenseth trying to defend on Newman. Johnson's not out of this race yet. It just looked like when Newman got tight up the track that he got hooked on the 48 of Johnson, and that sent both cars into the wall. Almost had that with Dale Jr. earlier in a similar circumstance, only they both kept it off the wall. Not that time. And how much did that hurt the 12 car as well? Yes, he held on to the lead briefly, but Kenseth got around him. Does Newman have the speed to get him back? Doesn't look like the 48 car got much speed knocked out of him. He just obviously lost 2 seconds of ground on the leaders. It's taken him quite a few laps to get back into it again. He'll get up there in plenty of time to have a chance to still win this race at his home track here tonight in California once again. Oh, Newman pushed way up the track at 3 and 4. Kenseth gaps him just a tiny bit off turn 4. He's got about a car length and a half on the 12 of Newman. Newman going to draft Kenseth though through the tri-oval. And Johnson's drafting Newman through the tri-oval as well. He's got a lot of speed into turn 1. He's going to try to run a little bit higher lane. Johnson hooks the bottom. Newman trying to pinch him off. Now these battles for second as they rub a little bit down the back straightaway. Oh, big contact into turn number 3. Newman's in the wall now. And Kenseth's going to get away again. Jeff Gordon's the 3rd. Still no yellow. 17 to go. Johnson just couldn't hold the corner on the inside. Newman ran him so tightly on the apron all the way down the back straightaway. More speed's got to be knocked out of the 12 car. Second hit into the wall here in about the last 10 laps. And that might be the separation Kenseth needs. Got a lap car coming up, not that much further ahead of Kenseth as well. Haven't seen a lot of lap traffic today, and it's been a while. Haven't had one since that last restart. Could be a difference maker, of course, as well. Johnson a lot faster than Kenseth that last lap. 15 to go. And I wouldn't even count Newman or Gordon out of it yet. Kenseth, Johnson. One-on-one, at least for now. Johnson to the inside of Kenseth off turn 2. Kenseth trying to hold him tight like Newman did. And did not work with the 12 and the 48 a few laps ago. It works for Kenseth at least that time. Johnson trying to shake him. Kenseth trying to go for his first win of the season. .145 car coming up. See if that's going to slow Kenseth down at all. Johnson would love to use that lap car as a pick. Kenseth underneath him. Johnson's going to try to go 3 wide. No, he backed out at the last second. Kenseth did not give up enough room to make it 3 wide, and both of them are going to get by the lap car in 3 and 4. Kenseth won at California in the spring race in the Busch Series season. Now he's trying to win the spring race here on our Cup Series season on NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. Mimicking the line, the 48 cars running ahead of him. Another block. Oh, jeez. Nolan Johnson lost some time there, too. Johnson got underneath Kenseth that time. Kenseth's going to try to go down the track and side draft him through the tri-oval. Johnson leads that lap of the line. Into turn 1, Kenseth is still there. Pulls back the 48. Center of the corner, trying to pinch him down as much as he can. Johnson's clear, off turn 2 and back to the lead again. I like to see these two settle in between themselves. We'll see if that'll actually be the case. Kenseth squeezes back underneath the 48. Johnson leads that lap of the line. Kenseth is down low. Johnson tries to side draft the 17 car. Into turn 1. Kenseth trying to clear 48. Great corner entry. And he shuts the door, though. 17 back in the lead with 10 to go. Into turn 3. Johnson digging hard on the high side here. Kenseth all the way up the track. Jimmy had just enough room to get there. Now he'll side draft Kenseth off turn 4. Kenseth puts him in the wall. Kenseth squeezed the 48 into the wall. 9 to go. That was a dirty move by Matt Kenseth. Not a driver you'd usually see those kinds of moves made, but it's one thing to squeeze the 48. It's another one to physically make contact and push him into the wall. So much for these two being allies. Might as well have been rivals on that one. Another lap car coming up, though, in front of the 17 is disrupting the air on the front of the car. 8 to go. Johnson's going to try to squeeze Kenseth, and they're going to be 3 wide into 1 again. Johnson underneath the 17. 17 in the middle. 22 trying to give him room. He gave him enough. Enough for them to make it through the corner without any contact that time. Kenseth crosses over Johnson. Johnson's trying to run the 17 down low. Trying to side draft him. How did Kenseth just pull through as quickly as he did? This 17 car has got some straightaway speed. Johnson loose off 4, trying to hold the corner. A little shaky. These two still quite a ways ahead of everybody else. Johnson beats Kenseth to the inside in 3. Surprised Kenseth did not try to pinch him off as much that time. Johnson's now going to be out in front with 6 laps to go. Will anybody else have a shot? We'll get one attempt at a green-white checker. Left front went down the yellow right on corner entry there, and that did not help Johnson grip the corner up. Is Kenseth going to clear? No, he will not. They're side by side again down the back straightaway. Into turn 3. Johnson's going to try to hold the 17 tight. It's like, oh, Kenseth's blowing up! Oh no, Matt Kenseth! Battling for the lead has just blown an engine. 5 laps to go. Johnson leads at California. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Kenseth blows an engine side by side for the lead, coming to 5 to go. And now Johnson's 1.3 seconds ahead of second place. Have you ever? 4 to go. Johnson should be about 2 laps to the good on fuel. That is unbelievable. What were the odds that that would have happened? Johnson may have just been handed the W, and karma has stricken on Matt Kenseth for putting Johnson in the wall a few laps prior to him blowing an engine while side by side for the lead. 500 miles, a long ways to go around this fast racetrack on these engines. That leads down to 9/10 of a second. Johnson maybe used his tires up. Kyle Petty going to pull out right in front of the 48, but now he'll move up out of the way as he's getting up to speed. Let Johnson underneath him. Oh no, Johnson! Pulled up too soon on Kyle Petty. Petty got into the wall. He gave Johnson a lot of room there. That just killed Johnson's speed down the front stretch. And it's down to 4/10 of a second. He'll hold clear on Petty into 1 and 2, and Jeff Gordon all of a sudden has closed the gap. Lap car between the top 2 will help. Lap and a half to go. This thing is not over yet. And now Jeff Gordon, after One driver ahead of him has blown an engine. Has a shot. Newman is going to take it 3 wide. But the lap car Petty up high. Don't forget about Newman. He's underneath Kenseth. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-car race as they come to the white flag. And the best 500-mile race that California Speedway has ever seen. Johnson tries to hold the corner, but he goes up the track. Unbelievable. And Newman's going to have a shot now. Johnson's trying to pinch the 12. He might try to pinch him behind the lap car coming off of the pit lane. That's the 169. Oh, and he used him as a pick. But now the 169's going to go up the track. Jimmy's got nowhere to go. He gets caught up in the lap traffic. Newman is going to lead off of turn number 4. And Ryan Newman is going to win on a last lap pass at California. Oh my goodness. Ryan Newman wins. It steals it away from both the California kids. Jeff Gordon by a nose finishes second. How did that even happen? I thought I won the race when Kenseth blew an engine. Oh my gosh, I choked that one bad. Golly. Well, I mean, Ryan Newman put on a clinic today. My gosh. 0.104 from first through third. Even Casey Kane was only 9/10 of a second off the lead back and forth. Spurs Forever 321. Welcome on into the chat. Ooh, Derek Cope. Yeah, Derek Cope in the 50. I just cannot believe that happened. So at the end of the race, on that final lap down the back straightaway, well, first of all, on 1 and 2, I just kind of got tight. And when I was going up the track, Newman, who was already inside Jeff Gordon, ended up inside of me. And then I was trying to pinch him behind the lap car who was coming out of pit road. The 169, I think it's Jeremy Lane, was coming off the pit lane, and he slowed down Newman. But then when he slowed down Newman, he pulled up right in front of me on the final corner. And once he pulled up in front of me, Newman cleared off turn 4, and then Gordon actually got around me too because of it. I thought I trapped him behind. First of all, I thought I won the race on Kenseth blew an engine. Then I thought I won the race on the last lap when I trapped him behind the lap car. But as the lap car was getting up to speed, he pulled up right in front of us. It's unbelievable. I just cannot believe that happened. I figured we were setting up for something wild. I didn't think that was going to happen. Ryan Newman wins the race. Second place, Jeff Gordon. Jimmy Johnson led the most laps today by 15 laps over Newman. He finishes third. Casey Kane led 25 laps. The rookie finishes fourth. Dale Jr. led 26 laps. He finished fifth. Rusty Wallace sixth. Kevin Harvick seventh. Kurt Busch eighth. Bobby Labonte ninth, and Elliott Sadler rounds out the top 10. I want to see where Matt Kenseth finished after he blew an engine coming to 5 to go. He was side-by-side for the lead. He finished 34th. Led 14 laps at the end of the race. So we had 10 drivers DNF today. Matt Kenseth, Michael Waltrip, Dale Jarrett, Seth Taylor, Mark Martin, Thomas, Robbie Gordon, Brian Vickers, Jackson, and Tony Stewart all DNF'd. The Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, wins in Fontana. We had 21 drivers finish on the lead lap today. I'm a little bitter I lost this race. If I didn't... I mean, they were closing in, but if if I didn't pull up coming to 2 to go on Kyle Petty and make contact with him, I probably would have won the race without that crazy last lap battle that we ended up seeing between the top three. Yeah, I don't believe what just happened. I'm heartbroken, but at the same time, it's like, man, what a race. Well, a Chevy 400 at Richmond under the lights will be the next race of this NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 season. After that, we go All-Star Racing at Charlotte before the Coke 600. Take a look at the updated point standings following this race. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. Kevin Harvick is still the points leader. Dale Jr. still in second. Jimmy Johnson still in third. Johnson went from 39 points off the lead to 32 points off the lead. So he closed that gap. Jeff Gordon's 55 back. What a championship battle we got going on right now. Ryan Newman, 109 back in fifth. Casey Kane, 146 back in sixth. Bobby Labonte, 154 back in seventh. The top seven are within one race worth of points. Mathematically, Bobby Labonte could take the points lead after Richmond in the next race. The top seven, and this isn't like it's a couple races into the season. The points are this tight. I mean, this is this is 10 races into the season that the points are this tight. Now, obviously, I know we have the chase, and that'll reset the points for the final 10 races, but just what we got going on right now is just crazy of itself. You got a big gap between 9th and 10th where Tony Stewart and Rusty Wallace are at, but even Wallace and Elliott Sadler battling for that last spot to get into the chase. Only an 18-point differential. Jeff Burton right there in 12th. We saw him lead a couple laps today. By the way, there were 79 lead changes in today's race. That would have been a record, I believe, at this point. Most lead changes in a NASCAR Cup Series race. So the Talladega Winston 500 in 1984 would have been the record for the most lead changes in a single race up to this current date in 2004, where we ran at California today. We had 79 lead changes. So that would be a NASCAR record at this point in time. What a race. I mean, you never know who was going to win it until that checkered flag was flying and Ryan Newman crossed the finish line first at the end. And that is the first win of the season for Ryan Newman. So we have now seen 7 different winners in the first 10 races of the year as well. What a way to get his first win on a last lap pass. Panthers up 7-0 on the Texans at the end of the first quarter. Man, it's already the end of the first? It's crazy. Yeah, the record now would have been that 2010 race at Talladega. But 75 would have been the record at this point in time. I'm just mind boggled. I mean, we couldn't have had a better race tonight. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. You thought this was nuts. And trust me, this was nuts, and this is about as nuts as it gets. But tomorrow night on the channel, we go to Talladega on the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode up next. 94 laps, 250 miles there. We're going to have back-to-back nights of just crazy stuff going on. I can all but guarantee it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Start Time for that one on the channel at Talladega. Hope to see you then. Have a good rest of your night.